Yo, people, listen, welcome to the Red Pitch Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Mr. BBK Sports. How you doing, my bro?
I'm good, bro. I am doing well, man. How are you? Big up to the chat. Big up, man. Likes cancer. And big up to you, myself, bro. Appreciate you having me on.
No worries, man. What's the time over there?
It's half 12
Oh,
noon. Half 12 noon.
it's an early one for you then. Early one
Yeah.
for you
So
then.
I'm 8 hours behind you, man. Yeah, 8 hours
Ooh,
behind.
ooh,
Yeah. So
that's
when
a lot.
Arsenal have a early kickoff, bro, it's 4:30. When they have when the early kickoff, it's 4:30
Yeah.
here, and I get
Ooh,
up to watch that.
that's a true fan, man.
Yeah,
That's a true
I get
fan.
up
Yeah,
and
I'm
watch that.
also joined by Scants. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, man. You know what? Can't complain. As the title says, listen, the Premier League is back. Finally, man. I hate international breaks. Only thing I loved about it, I think, was Miles Lewis Skelly uh getting his goal for England. Apart from that, not too sure. Calafiori, another knee injury, looks like. I don't know if you guys saw the way he fell and twisted the knee. Seems to be a problem
Yeah,
for
he's a
him. But
clumsy brother. He's a clumsy dude, man. He's always slipping and sliding and hurting himself.
yeah, he's always slipping and sliding, man. Listen, I want to get into the fixtures and everything, but first, I want to get into something that Mr. Dave Ornstein literally just put out under an hour ago. He said Arsenal developing strong interest in Victor Gyökeres as a possible striker signing. Andre Berta, firm admirer of the 26-year-old forward, expected to figure prominently. Listen, that is a signing that, for me, I said, in terms of the money I feel we should spend on a striker, I think Isaac is too much. As we know, Newcastle looking at about 150 million starting. I think that's too much. And listen, I said, listen, Gyökeres, for me, I know everyone's been talking about Sesko, but Gyökeres, I think he's got a release clause for, I think, the amount of about 65 million pounds. It's a no-brainer for me, man. BBK, what are you thinking along the attacking the attacking talk that's been going on, the Sesko, Isaacs, Gyökeres? What are you thinking?
I'm Isaac, Gyökeres, Sesko, in that order. Those are the. If I had it my way, my preference of striker would be in that order. Because
Mm,
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not completely sold on this Sesko dude. Even though he's tearing up that league, bro, we've seen Darwin Núñez tear up that league.
yeah.
Darwin Núñez scored 34 goals for Benfica and all counts in that league
Mm,
and come to Liverpool. They can't wait to give him. I don't know what Scance's take on Núñez. I mean, he's going to be a Premier League winner in a couple of weeks. But most Liverpool fans that I talk to can't wait to get rid of him. And I do think there is a Portuguese league tax attached to all those goals.
mm.
We don't have the application to Isaac. And I'm like, how much is Harry Kane went for 100 million in the last year of his deal? You know what I mean? So if Isaac is 130, that's fair
Yeah.
market value to me. So pay the money and get the guy that you know is gonna bang in this Premier League because he's banging right now in the Premier League. There's a couple weeks ago that the talk was it's Haaland and them, Haaland and the rest. Now he's legitimately throwing his name in the hat for the best striker in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I agree.
It's like
I agree. I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a busy summer. Obviously we've got this man at the helm. I mean, I was looking at the signings that he's made for Atletico, and he seems to spend a lot on attacking players. Jao Felix, which a lot of people say was a flop at 113. Alvarez doing good things now. Morata, Morata's kind of banged everywhere he's kind of gone. He's never really been, the that name in shining lights whenever um he's been mentioned being with Arsenal and stuff. Costa 57, Gallagher, Griezmann. I mean, Cunha, Luis Suarez. There's a few decent teams on that list. Scats, I don't know if you've heard anything about Andrea Berta. But obviously we're going to Liverpool in a minute. We'll just stick on Arsenal for a second. But as a Liverpool fan, do you feel that, finally getting in a sporting director, do you feel that, things you may have heard from Berta or the list I've just shown you, do you think he's got the capabilities to come to Arsenal and get us over the line, so to speak?
I think it's a good signing, to be honest with you. It's not Arteta fan or Arteta friend where he's just going to come in and listen to what Arteta wants. This is sort of like a sporting director for the future. So he's going to bring in players of value that he think will fit in a certain system. So if any manager new comes in, if Arteta does leave or get fired, then at least they've got a player that's going to be suited to a certain system, similar to like how Edwards came in for Liverpool. He's buying, and Richard Hughes have come in and they've given Slot that team because he knows he could work with them players. It's not going to be too much of a transition of moving into his sort of system. So I think Berta is a good signing because, as you can see from that list, he likes attacking players. So to me, if they're looking at Gyökeres, I don't think that's an Arteta signing. I think that's Berta coming in saying, I'm telling you what you need for your team. And I think you need Gyökeres because he scores goals. I know BBK is saying he doesn't know, obviously, the Portuguese tats, but he's played over in England for 2 years and he scored goals in the Championship. I'm not saying the Championship's a Premier League, but he's used to the hustle and bustle of that league. If you can score goals in the Championship, you should be able to score goals in the Premier League because it's a much more physical league. It's better than getting Sesko, who's coming from Germany. I know everybody's saying he's a great striker, but Arsenal needs a here and now striker. They don't need another project. And I think Sesko is an Arteta signing because he basically can work with him and mold him to what he wants. Whereas Gyökeres he's basically the finished article. He's going to come in and he's going to bang goals. Regardless, he saw what he did against Man City. I know Man City not having a great season, but even against Arsenal in the Champions League, he gave Saliba and Gabby trouble in that game. You get what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
So if you're giving them two strikers trouble, apart from your two strikers and probably Liverpool's back two, what other centre backs really you can say the partnership be able to hold him up? So that's the way I think you should judge it. If he's giving your two centre backs trouble, then he's going to do it to the most of the centre backs in the Premier League. So I think he's a better value for money. I don't think, like, obviously Isak is the dream for most people, but I think Arsenal got too much to do this summer to spend bulk of your war chest, as people are calling it, on Isak. Because you probably need about maybe five to seven players, like not just. Obviously, like you probably need 3 starting players and you need 4 players for the squad for the amount of people probably go in and come into the end of their contract. So yeah, I think he'll do well.
Yeah, and I fully agree with what you said, man. And I feel that like you were alluding to with Sesko being an Arteta signing. I feel because Sesko is young, he's 21. Like we've said before, Arteta. He likes to be able to, put his mold on players, so to speak, where you need someone like a Gyökeres that he don't need telling what to do. You could just, bring him into the team and he could just hit the ground running and not, be that player that Arteta, so to speak, can control too much. And I feel that we need some of those mavericks. We need some of those players some of those signers that can come in and not have, a manager like Arteta on the sidelines dictating all the time. You can just say to him, listen, just go out there, do what you do and done. And just let them go and play. Let them play with a bit of freedom. And that's where I think players like Martinelli, we're not getting, the best out of Martinelli, what we used to, because I think he started when he was brought into the team, he had that freedom to just run and get at defenders and kind of do what he wants. But now you can tell something's been drilled into him where, you know, he's not that attacking threat as he once used to be. And we both know, like,
they're robots.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it boils down to, man. You see, like, don't get me wrong, Arteta's done really well at Arsenal, but he's just a dictator. You see him on the sideline from the first minute to the 96th minute, telling people where to play. And not being funny. My mate's like saying to me, like a couple of Arsenal fans, he goes, "Oh, but he's done well, blah blah blah." I'm like, not being football. We've all played ball, all of us. We've all played football. You don't need a manager to tell you where to be every minute of the game. And you've had training. You trained all week for this, prepared for this game. So why does he need to be upstanding telling you what to do? I don't get it.
Because he doesn't trust them to know where to be. That's what it is. That's what I get from that. If you have to tell me where to be on the pitch, you don't trust me to read the game.
But you train all week. So what are you doing in training?
And exactly. I agree. So that's why I'm like, bro, it's like, I think I made a stream a while back where I said, are the players being overcoached? Yeah, that's what it seems like. Because if I have to receive, most players, most of the best players in the world know where the ball is going before it gets to them. Right? It's instinctively, right? So if I have to receive the ball, look over to the coach for him to tell me where to go, where to pass, that lane is closed, right?
Yeah.
I can't break the line if I have to wait on the manager to tell me where to move and where to pass the ball. He's over there landing airplanes and doing all this stuff, bro. And when the time is come for him to make a tactical adjustment to change the game in a positive light, I rarely see it from Arteta. When everything is going well, and we're blitzing teams and we're on the front foot, he looks like a genius. But bro, you can do that. I can do that. If it's all going well, you get paid $50 million a year to fix things when it's not going well.
Yeah,
that's where you get paid the big bucks. As far as Isak goes and Gyökeres and all these strikers that we're being linked to, bro, like Isak would be a statement signing. He moves the needle for sure. Now you say, and it's true. He is banged in the Portuguese league. He's banged in the championship. But we've seen Isak bang in the Prem. You know, I've seen Gyökeres gave us trouble, but so did Isak. This man came to the Emirates and pretty much slapped us out the cup they just won. Went back to Newcastle, did the same thing.
No,
against Liverpool, same thing.
But I just think, like I said, I think you've got too much to add to your team to spend your 130 million on Isak, because a lot of fans thinking you get Isak and then that's it, your team's perfect, like that's it, he's a missing piece. But I think you've got a few more missing pieces. Partey's possibly going in the summer. Jorginho's going in the summer. You need Martinelli's been on form for the last 18 months, so that's three players already you need to replace for the starters and for the squad. The left eight's not working with Moreno, so you're probably going to need another left eight.
It's true.
You're going to need another striker probably on top of that as well. So, like I said, you're looking at Tierney's going. Zinni's probably going to go. Jesus is still injured.
Yeah, we're healthy at left back. Left back is definitely a position that we don't have any problems.
No, exactly. But what I'm saying, you need you're looking at least 6 or 7 players in total you're going to need for next season.
Yeah. But you know what? Even when you say that, right? You say left back, but you know, Zinni and Tierney probably go. Calafiori is looking very injury prone.
Yeah.
You know, so that kind of leaves Skelly. But where's Tomiyasu? He's out till the end of the year as well. You know, so I mean, we know Timber can slot in there, but I prefer Timber at right back. So
yeah,
maybe you know there could be a possible left back need of a left back coming in, like.
Bro, if we have to buy another left back, it'll prove that we're gross negligence. Because again, against PSV in the second leg, bro, we had 5 left backs on the pitch. 5. I counted them.
Yeah.
Tierney was on the wing. Calafiori played. Skelly played. Zinchenko started in the midfield. He's the left back. I counted 5 left backs, bro. Let's start with the striker because it's clear as day what we need. It's clear, bro. It's pretty clear. And a part of the problem is, do we even? I'm glad BERTA signed because I was I was on the fence on whether or not we should give Arteta any more money to spend, because now we're counting pennies when you paid 100 million for Havertz and Vieira. And Vieira is back in the club we bought him from, and clearly Havertz ain't it at striker or the left eight, whichever you bought him to play. You know, I'm not sure what Arteta's thinking was, because he said in the press conference after we signed Havertz that he's a midfielder, and you tried him there. Even the Chelsea fans, not the coaches, that's the regular Chelsea fans, told us he can't play there.
Yeah.
We didn't believe him, but Arteta just believes he's just so tactically astute that he can outcoach everyone. But then here in the Champions League, though, you're going to have to actually do some coaching. I want to see it, bro. There's no reason that you make twice as much as Carlo, but you're half the manager, if that. Yeah, deep that for a second, bro. Arteta makes twice the amount of money as Don Carlo. And if Carlo doesn't win the Champions League or La Liga this year, he's sacked.
Yeah.
100%.
He might win one of them and still get sacked.
It's true. And
the standard is you win both.
I was going to say, that's a good segue to the Champions League. Just the last bit on Arsenal, really. Now, BBK, I'm going to ask you this: would you play this guy? Would you bring this guy back, or would you say, you know what? Let's just leave it for this season. Let him come back fully. What would you do? Because there's a lot of fans saying, you know, Saka's got to be back in this team for that Real Madrid game next week. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't want to see Saka for the rest of the season, bro. Honestly, I'm going to keep the energy consistent. I do not want to see the fact that he is in this position is because he's overplayed. And then we're going to rush him back and risk him being injured again. This is short-term gain that might cause us some long-term pain. Because if it goes again next season, he might not be the same mentally or physically. You know what I mean? And we got this far without him. Saka's been hurt for 4 months, bro. Saka got hurt in December. So the club had a transfer window to address it and chose not to. They want to rush him back for the toughest fixture against the biggest club in the world. And we know he's coming back from injury. So the Real Madrid players know he's coming back from injury. And that Rudiger and that Real Madrid, boy, he's a shit house, bro. He's a shit house. Like, people forget he broke Kevin De Bruyne's nose in the Champions League final. It's Chelsea, Man City. People forget that, bro. He's the shit house. So if he knows Saka's coming back limping, he's going to put one on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let the boy rest. Let the boy rest. You're playing with house money anyway, Arteta. No one expects you to do anything. So let the boy rest. Because if he comes back and re-injures that, then that's even more negligence on the club. And they're the ones who put us in this position in the first place. So I'm not hearing it.
Exactly. I mean, I kind of think he's just come back into training. So I think that Madrid game for me, as much as I'd love him there, I think it's just too soon. It's just too soon, man. I mean, I was even saying, you know, just see how it goes for the next couple of weeks going into the second leg. I mean, we've got Fulham and Everton first before we even think about that first leg. But I was thinking, you know, let's see how it goes. If you know, you might get a couple minutes against Fulham, Everton. We'll see. But knowing Arteta, you know, I just got a feeling Saka's going to start. I just got a mad feeling he's going to start, man. But yeah, I got a feeling by Real Madrid, I think he's going to have Saka start in that Real Madrid game. I've got a feeling. Listen, it might work, it might not, man. But listen, let's quickly get on and Scants. Listen, we know your team's about to lift up that Premier League trophy. There was a video going around. I'll quickly bring up the video. A little house thing. Kanate, Trent, Salah, and Szoboszlai having a little cozy one at Salah's house, maybe. And a lot of Liverpool fans, I went to the comments and they were saying, "Hey, maybe Trent is staying." You know, I think they're going a bit thing with that. But listen, how are you feeling now? It's been about what, a week now?
Yeah,
since
the whole Trent
thing.
Yeah. I'm still the same, man. I was like, good luck to him. Like, I'm not gonna be like on his case, like, oh, you're going, like, you're done to me, blah blah blah, man. Good luck to him, man. I hope he does well over there. But That's what I was saying to you before. Don't expect to come back to Liverpool with open arms, man. It's not going to be like that, man. He's going to be another Owen and McManaman. Like, go do your thing, man. Yeah, that's how people will treat him.
No open arms. Nah, there's hatred there.
He won't come back with open arms. It's because of everything he said, isn't it? Everything he said, saying he wants to be Liverpool, winning titles, winning trophies means more with Liverpool. He basically did the quote what Gerrard did when Gerrard said, I could win 4 or 5 trophies with Liverpool. I could win 10 with Real Madrid, Chelsea, blah, blah, blah. But it means more to Liverpool. He came with that same quotes. He keeps saying he wants to be a Liverpool legend. He wants to do this. So, like I said, be the captain and all this stuff. Like you said all the stuff that you wanted to do. And no disrespect to Gerrard. Gerrard's in a lot worse team than this team he is in now. The team hopefully going to lift the Premier League. Liverpool, the teams that Gerrard are in were nothing. None of them were challenged for the league, probably from one season.
And he still stayed, yeah.
And he still stayed.
Could have gone Chelsea and got a couple titles.
He turned down Real Madrid. He turned down. Look, Gerrard done all that. Gerrard turned down Real Madrid. Gerrard turned down Chelsea. At the end of the day.
But what's he meant to say though? Like, is he not meant to say all these things? It's like PR, isn't it? That you put a camera in his face, he's not going to say, "No, I want to leave."
But it wasn't. But it wasn't PR. We're not talking about something that was said like recently. We're talking about when he's been saying this as he's grown up. He wants to be the Liverpool captain. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. So it's not PR. It's something you truly believe in.
I'm saying, as a player, you're media trained. Right. So when they put a camera in your face and ask you, you're going to speak highly of the club. He's not going to say anything that would ruffle the feathers of the Liverpool faithful, especially being from there. He's going to say these things. I wouldn't expect anything other than those words to come out of his mouth.
But you just nailed it on the head just there when you just said it. As a Liverpool native. The Liverpool native.
He's going to say that, but
he's a Liverpool native.
Right.
And you said all them things. When Liverpool, you want to be the next Gerrard. When Gerrard said that, he meant that. If you're saying the same thing, fans are going to think you're meaning the exact same as Gerrard. You get what I mean? I'm not begrudging him, but what I'm saying is, if you're saying the same things that Gerrard said, the Liverpool fans believe that you're thinking you're doing the same as Gerrard, believing in this team. No matter who comes in for you, you're staying.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. If it was like, if you weren't a Liverpool native, then I guess the fans wouldn't be on him as much.
So let me ask you this, Cass. If say he re-signed, right? Say he had re-signed, and then Real Madrid comes in and say, "Hey, here's 120 million."
They would have. That's another problem. What it is that they're not getting a fee as well. That's another thing that upset people as well. Because if you look at Jack Grealish did the exact same thing. His hometown club, Aston Villa. He signed a new contract with a clause to get his club 100 million. But Real Madrid don't do that.
Well, the question I'm asking is, if he were to be sold, then all of a sudden it wouldn't be, oh, Trent is leaving Liverpool. It would be Liverpool sold him, so it's okay. So it's kind of like most of the fans are looking at it through the lens of the club instead of the lens of the player. The club is the one who let his contract run down to the 6 months anyway.
But that's what but the club can only do so much. If you offer him a contract he doesn't want to sign, what the club meant to do?
Sell him. The minute he doesn't agree to sign the contract, you sell him.
What, in January when we're going for the league and other things?
But exactly. So it shouldn't have came down to January for them to offer him a contract. If you wanted him to stay,
offered him before January. All right, I'll break down another thing for you. When Trent signed his contract, Alisson, Jota, and I think Robertson all signed contracts at the same time. Jota and Robertson signed a 5-year contract. Alisson signed a 6-year contract. Trent refused to sign a 5-year contract and he asked for a 4-year contract. So a lot of people thinking that this was planned, that he basically planned it to run down his contract so Real Madrid didn't have to pay a fee. That's what a lot of people are saying now. That's what.
Yeah, but would he have planned that? Would he have planned that from 4 years ago, though?
You could have banned that from 2 years ago. That's what I'm saying. But I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying that's what a lot of the noise is coming out now. Is basically this was planned for him to run down his contract because Real Madrid don't pay fees.
But the point is, yeah, I get it, but you can't begrudge. Well, I'm not saying you are, but Liverpool fans can't begrudge him from not wanting to commit 5-6 years. A 4-year deal is standard, especially when you are generational the way he is, right? Because at the 2-year mark,
age,
you can renegotiate. You can renegotiate for a higher salary at the 2-year mark.
Yeah, but if
players have to, they only have a short playing career.
No, I understand. Like I said, I understand that. But like I said, he's not going to get the love. He wants to go. He's going on a free contract. You've taught the talk to be the legend and thing. You're just going to be another Michael Owen and McManaman. It's as simple as that.
So why do you think it is that Liverpool?
I think that's harsh.
When it got to 2 years, why do you think Liverpool didn't try and sell him 2 years ago?
I think what it was with the 2 years ago, I was saying to you offline before, Carragher broke it down really well on the overlap. When he had 2 years left for his contract, Liverpool didn't really have any board of directors. Like the board of directors is a mess, isn't it? So Edwards left. The person who took over from him, Julian Ward, he left. And then what's his name? Klopp's buddy, Smatka, came in, and he obviously rebuilt the midfield. And then once he did that, he'd gone. So there was no board of directors to be figured out doing about contracts. So that's where it sort of got muddled. And then obviously in that time, Klopp said he was leaving as well. So then this season come along, he's in his last year of his contract.
Do you think do you think if Klopp stayed, that Trent would have these contracts would have been wrapped up? Salah, Virgil, Trent. I think they would have all stayed if
I think the three. I reckon Trent would have been tied up. I don't know about the others because of Michael Edwards. They're figure people, isn't it? They're about the numbers. So because they're seeing about how people are going, how fit they are, that's why I don't know if they would have stayed, because once they hit a certain age, they're like, oh, your stats and your figures are going to drop down. So they probably would have waited like they're doing now. I reckon they would have waited back then. I reckon Trent probably would have. If Klopp stayed, I reckon Trent probably would have signed. But you can't. Then again, you can't blame any of them because Slot was an unknown entity, innit?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like no one knows. No one expects Liverpool to be where they are. So I think again that sort of played on Trent's mind as well. Because he's probably thinking, last year in my contract, if Liverpool don't do so well under Slot, then I've sort of got like a perfect segue of like leaving on a free, because then no one can say anything because I've given the manager a year. It hasn't really worked for him. I can say I need to move now. Whereas now, because Liverpool done so well, it's like you're leaving us in a lurch and we're doing so well.
I think that's harsh, man. I really think that's harsh to say he's just like Owen and McManaman, because
but they did the exact same thing. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying just like that's why they don't get the love. They don't get invited to the vets, the what's it called, the vets days. You don't see them. You don't see them in the Legends game.
But none of those guys delivered 2 prems. And a chance.
But it doesn't. To Liverpool fans, it doesn't matter.
The two prems don't matter from a 30-year wait. The 2 prems, not
to
one,
them,
but 2.
That doesn't matter to them. It's loyalty, isn't it? That's what it boils down to.
Okay, I love that. I love the loyalty thing, right?
So
let's talk about.
If it was Saka, would you be happy him leaving on the free?
If he delivered 2 prems and the champs and every trophy in football,
he came through the youth system.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But if he delivered me a champs and 2 prems and a couple of domestics, fair play to you, bro. I've seen Thierry Henry leave my club, so Saka can go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Thierry Henry's not a
loyalty thing, right? Because the loyalty thing, what I'm seeing in the Liverpool fan base, it seems like the loyalty thing only flows one way. Because if let's talk about all the academy kids that don't make it to the first team that the club threw away. There's no loyalty there. There's no mention of it there. But because Trent is winning $1 billion, because he's winning $1 billion,
But that's
and he's
the
a
club.
generational talent, and then the biggest club in the world come for you, and he goes, he's being persecuted for it. And I can't hear that.
But the clubs, all clubs do that with the youth setup.
Right. If all clubs do that, most of the clubs invite the vets back when they come back. And here I'm hearing that Liverpool fans are like, no, we're gonna shit on him. And he gave us 2 points in the champs.
But the youth players you're talking about, Liverpool get rid of, they're not in the first team. They're not playing.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's still we never hear when the clubs sell players, we never hear that the club is disloyal to the player.
Yeah, but you're talking about
it's always, oh, he's disloyal to the club.
But you're talking about youth team players who haven't grown up in Liverpool. When you're talking about selling new players.
What I'm saying is we never hear about them because they're not good enough. But the club sign them, try them out, they're not good enough, and discard them. Trent is just so good.
But what I'm saying, your argument doesn't make any sense because that's what all clubs do. Like, this is totally different. You're talking about a player. He's played for the first team. And what's it called? And people got a bond with him. You're talking about youth team players who don't make it in the first team, and the club say you're not good enough for the level, sell them on. So the fans haven't got no unique bond with them. So it's totally different what you're saying there. You get what I mean?
So I understand. I'll get you on the bond thing.
It's not different in the point where the club sells the player and it's just business. When the player leaves the club, it's disloyalty. And at some point, if you're going to level up from Liverpool, where do you go? There's only 2 or 3 clubs on that list, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. I know football is an emotional game, right? It's an emotional game, and we get emotionally attached, but we forget that this is work. He's a 26-year-old young man, bro. I've been to Madrid. It's a lovely place to live, bro, for a regular guy.
That's no problem. But either way, all you're saying is fine. But like I said, they've got a bond with a hometown person, a Scouser, what they say, and he's doing this. They're not going to show no loyalty. Like I said.
So you think basically that he should have signed the contract and got a fee, right? So basically, the only reason is because they didn't get a fee for him. So that's
what I'm hearing from what I'm reading from people. Like, to me, go to your thing.
If they had got 100 mil for Trent, the fans would have. Do you think the fans would have applauded him and said, "You know what? Thank you for the champs, the couple prems, and everything you've done." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's what I see.
You see what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? The club sells him, and it's not called disloyalty. It's called business. No, but the player decides to move and get a sign-on bonus for himself, and it's called disloyalty.
It's coming for both of them, though, isn't it? The fans show that he's been loyal. He's given them a fee. He's given them something back at the same time, regardless of the cups or not. That's the way it goes. I'm not making up the rules. I'm just saying what people say. Like I said,
but you know what?
A lot
of fans are going to be.
The club is not getting money back because you didn't pay anything for him. He's a free. He came to the academy, so the club is not getting any money back. If you signed a player on a free and he delivered you 2 prems, a champs, and a ton of domestics, and then he leaves on a free, then you're like, okay, that's good business. Because I tell you what, take Sadio Mane for a good example, right? You paid 35 million for him from Southampton, right? He comes, bangs, delivered a couple of trophies, and you sell him for 35 million to Bayern Munich. Didn't make a profit, didn't take a loss, came, did his job, gave you a couple of trophies, and left. So it's the same principle.
But you just said what he gave there, didn't you?
Yeah, but Trent gave you that too.
You got a fee. More. No, but you got a fee.
But you paid for him. You paid 35 million for him, and you sold him for 35 million. So it's the net zero.
When
you didn't pay anything for Trent.
When you do the youth system and you train them up, and you bring them through the ranks, and they don't do anything, what do the club do?
What do you mean?
They sell them to make a profit, right?
Okay.
Right. So is that not the same principle? You've a youth team player that you've given your time for, put money into him, It's the exact same process. It's the difference is he's been in the
but
first team.
because he's delivered trophies and stuff.
Yes.
The club gets
Yes.
finance with winning those trophies. So,
and make no mistake about it, Trent's jersey sale have brought a lot of peers to Liverpool. It's not like the boy they haven't benefited off of. However much they paid him in salary, they made that 10 times over. So it's like so basically what I'm hearing is like a local boy cannot come through Liverpool Academy, bang, and leave for free, or he's going to be persecuted.
He's not being persecuted. I'm just saying he's not going to.
Not by you, but I've seen his jerseys being burned. What are you talking about? His jerseys are being burned.
But this is the thing, though. You see this all the time. You're going on like this is new. When Van Persie went to Man City,
we know that it's not you.
His shirt got banned.
We know it's not you, but
I'm saying
because the Trent thing's going on right now. That's why we're talking about it. We know we've gone on before, but
but that's what I'm saying. But BBK's talking like this thing's never happened before. Like
the Van Persie example. The Van Persie example is a bad one because he went to a rival across the street and they little broed us. He's going to Real Madrid, bro.
But Real Madrid's a rival in Champions League, though. You could say. This is the same competition, are they not? That they can win.
Champions League, Real Madrid's biggest and only rivals are Barcelona. Let's keep it.
What I'm saying is, it's still an opposition you play in the Champions League, and we
played
but
the Champions League is not like you. Champions League is the drop of the draw. It's not like you're gonna see him every day. It's a different country, different lifestyle.
Liverpool see him we see him every time in the Champions League in the last 4 or 5 years. We played him twice in a final. We played them a couple of times in the quarterfinal, so we see him all the time.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be one of the, like I said, he's just gonna be treated like Owen and Thing. It's just a fact. It's just the way it is at the end of the day. Regardless,
and that's the problem you have with it. Because I think that's wrong. I think that's dead wrong. And if you're an academy player and you're looking at that, you'd be like, man, they're gonna treat him that way. Because so they forget the academy part, right?
They won't.
If Mo Salah announces next week that he's leaving, you think they burn his jersey?
No.
Why not?
No, because he's
leaving on the free.
Yeah, but he's been asking to stay. It's been out there non-stop that he wants to stay. So if he leaves, it's not going to be anything to do with thing. The fans are going to go after the board, not Mo Salah. Because
what about Van Dijk?
Same with Van Dijk.
What if Van Dijk? No, I haven't heard Van Dijk saying he wants to stay. He's keeping it professional. He doesn't say anything either way. He says
he has said he wants to stay plenty of times.
He said.
Yeah, both of them.
Do you know what? To flip on that though, Trent has never said he wants to leave either.
No, I'm not.
You hear all this news come out, but Trent's never once said I want to leave.
Exactly.
The last thing we heard Trent say is he wants to stay. So how do we know it's his fault that maybe they don't want to give him as much as he feels he deserves?
But it's the same rumors that everyone else has heard. All the rumors I've heard is they offered him the biggest contract for an English player. That's what the rumors are.
What were the numbers?
The same. Well, apparently, they were offered him 325. Real Madrid are offered him 30 million signing on bonus and only 220 a week. So it's all rumors at this point.
Yeah. But I think with the burning the shirt and stuff like that, because it is, like you said, all rumors at this point. If Trent turns around now and then he signs a new deal, he's staying. All those people that's burned his shirt and everything like that. Then
but they did the same thing with Gerrard when he was meant to be going to Chelsea. They were burning his shirt, and a guy who did it, he walked up to the training ground and apologized to him face to face to Gerrard. So it's just like you can't control people's emotions, man. Like people, the thing is like I know you're saying it's rumors, but it's not like he's come out and denied it. He just kept quiet. So while he keeps quiet, people are going to keep talking.
Yeah.
Like, so you get what I mean?
On Wednesday, right? On Wednesday night, when they walk out,
I think he's still injured. He's still injured. I don't think he'll play. I think he's still injured. Good. Remember, he injured his ankle.
Okay, so do you think they'd boo him or cheering if he were to play?
I reckon some will boo him. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me, bro. That's the part that I don't understand. I don't understand. And if say he was healthy and he walks out after in the middle of a Premier League champion campaign and those fans boo him, then I'm like, bro, he'd be vindicated and be like, you know what? I'm leaving. This is why I'm leaving. Because you, man, really don't. If you're going to boo him just like that after he's giving you what? 7 years? Like he pushed Nathaniel Klein out the door at 17 years old, didn't he?
I think so.
The boy's been banging since 2016.
But you got to talk about the fans of backed him to the hill when media and other rival fans say that he can't defend and stuff like that. So you can't say at one point,
well, you know that's booing. You know that's banter.
Yeah, but
that's banter though, because
it's not banter. It's not banter because you see it all the time in the media from like
a lot of Liverpool fans have been saying he can't defend either though. So
but
that would make sense.
I can say he can defend, but he's not as bad as like people make out that he can't defend and stuff like that. Because like BBK said, the amount of trophies won, if he couldn't defend, we wouldn't have won half them trophies.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like that would make sense. That would only make sense.
It's banter between rival fans, but it's not banter when you come to the media. Yeah. When you got ex-players saying that's not banter, they're actually saying he can't defend, and you hear it constantly.
Yeah, so it's all crazy because here's the thing: because Liverpool when you are as good as Liverpool have been, right? Have you seen the overreaction when Liverpool got put out of the Champions League?
Yeah,
like, fans were literally saying, "You might are only winning the Prem," and I'm sitting there like, "What? Only winning the Prem?"
That's not just fans.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so the idea that he
as well.
Defend would only make sense if you weren't winning. So I'm like, that's not, man. I think he has done way because no one predicted this in 2017 that he would be this good. And he's not. And Klopp didn't send him out on the field and be like, "Hey, go shut down their left winger." That's not what he's put out there. He's put out there because he can deliver his deliveries. Are just so precise that he offers so much going forward that Klopp is willing to take a risk on the defensive end. And when you have one of the best center backs in the world, it kind of helps. Like, hey, man, you can go forward and do your thing. And he's consistently done it for 6-7 years. Yeah. So I just don't understand it.
Let me know. I was going to ask the last question before, and then we can get off this Trent topic here. If Real Madrid reportedly offered 25 mil in January and Liverpool rejected it, now 25 mil, yes, we know it's not near enough for Trent, but considering he's going for nothing, how do you feel about them rejecting 25 mil? Yeah, I know it's in the time of the season where you're fighting for a title in the Champions League at that point as well. But, knowing that he's going, why not grab the 25 mil? You've got adequate cover till the end of the season, I believe. May not, have the quality of passing and crossing as Trent, but, Gomez could slot in there. Kwanzaa's slotted in there. Bradley, when he's back from injury, can slot in there. So, that 25 mil, why do you think, are you happy that the club rejected that 25 mil?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But that 25 mil is not going to help us get a replacement in January, is it? So
we got D-man.
Yeah. To me, it don't make any sense. Like you're saying, like Gomez was injured at the time. You see Bradley's down. So it don't make any sense. It's not like like I said, you can't bring an adequate replacement in January. So to me, I would turn it down as well at the end of the day.
You think you would have still walked the Prem if you sold him?
I don't think he, like, everyone's going like Trent's been amazing this season. He's been good. He is not being used like how Klopp uses him. He's been used as He's been used as a basic right back this season. He hasn't really inverted. He hasn't got the assist numbers like he normally gets. He's been a solid right back this season, which is good to see. He's been defensively better this season. So I don't think it would have made a difference if he's in the team. Well, you've seen it when he's not been in the team. Bradley's come in, we've won games. He's done well. Gomez has played out there. We've won games. So I don't think we're as reliant on Trent as we used to be. Don't get me, he's a great weapon to have with his passing and stuff, but I don't think we've been reliant on him. I think it's more of a system. We've been more of a team this season rather than relying on Trent.
True. I hear that. But listen, I want to get off Trent for a sec. Listen, that's the current league table.
Look at that shit, man. It's sickening to look at.
Yeah, Liverpool on a good run there. Now, looking at, I mean, look how close it is between Chelsea in 4th and then Villa in 9th. I mean, the points, it's only 4 points. That is interesting. Obviously, we know that the top 5 going to the Champions League. So, out of, let's just say Arsenal and Forest are there already. We don't know yet, but we'll just put them in there. Looking at Chelsea, City, Newcastle, Brighton, Fulham, and Villa, what's you guys kind of picks for those the 4th and 5th spot, Champions League spot?
Go ahead, Gans.
I think City. I think City will get it, and then I think it's going to be between Chelsea, Brighton, and Newcastle. For that last
Villa, I mean, Villa obviously they're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup now. Rashford, scored his first 2 goals for the club today. They're in Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Do you think for Villa, it's too much for them being, in all these competitions? Do you think it's too much for them to push for top 5 position?
I don't think so. They've got a good squad. They've got a really healthy, big squad, especially in attacking wise. Think about it. You've got Rashford, Watkins, Bailey, Rodgers, Ramsey, Asensio. So they can rotate their front line pretty well. And midfield wise, I think Kamara's back now from injury, so you got him. I think they've still got Onana to come back and Tillemans. They've got a good squad.
So you still think that City, Newcastle, and Brighton just have that too much for Villa?
It's because it's a 1 game a week thing. That's what it is, isn't it? It's like, and Emery, what's he gonna prioritize? Is he gonna prioritize the Champions League now? Is he gonna prioritize the FA Cup semi-final? Like, what is he gonna prioritize? Yeah, you want to get back in it, but
I think he prioritized one of the cups. I think he has to.
Yeah,
I think
it's difficult to try and go for all 3. You get what I mean? It's like playing every 3 days.
Yeah.
Which cup would you prioritize? Would you prioritize the FA Cup rather than the Champions League?
Yeah, I'd prioritize the FA Cup, but then you can't count out Emery, man. He's done it in Europe. You know what I mean? Europa League's his thing, man. He's won it 3 times in a row, or something like that. Is it 3 or 4 times he won it in a row?
Won it 3 times in a row with Sevilla, and then won it with Villarreal a couple of years later.
Yeah, so you can't discount him in. I know obviously it's Europa, it's not the same as the Champions League, but technically you can't count him out in them sort of games, man.
Yeah. No, I think the top 4, I think the top 5, I think City. I think City and Newcastle will get it. I think Chelsea will fall off. Yeah. Because if you look at when people speak of Chelsea's attack, right, it's free flowing, it's banging, it's disco palmer. Look at the amount of goals scored, bro, compared to Arsenal with Arsenal's dead attack. It's the same. Yeah, when people speak of Arsenal's attack, it's dead, it's toothless. We have a defensive midfielder playing up front, and we have scored the same amount of goals as Chelsea. And they have all these attackers. I just think, Chelsea have the fact that they're even 4th right now is an indictment on the rest of those teams and how bad they've been. You know what I mean? I think Newcastle won that trophy. They're going to kick on, and they're not in Europe. They're out all the cups. They won 1. They're going to kick on and win a bunch of games. And I think City is going to turn into City again. Like, we saw them face some adversity today. Mr. Penn went down on the road and came back and did the business. So I think those final 2 spots will go to Newcastle and City.
Okay. And then, as we were taking a quick look at the, the goals, highest goal scorers, assists, passes, Liverpool running away with it there.
My God.
And sales. I mean, listen, when do you know what irks me is when I look at the goals and I just think if Arsenal just had a centre forward, that could get those numbers, it would be so much different. So much different. Salah's just running away. Salah, what is 20 is the assist record. So he's got three games to get it. I mean, what are you thinking, Scans? You thinking he'll get that record?
Yeah, I think he'll get it. What, 9 games left?
Yeah.
He should get that.
Bro, he should have got it last year if Nunes could score. If we're being honest, you should have broken it last year. I've seen compilations. I'm not talking about like far misses. I'm talking about hitting the bar, hitting the post, putting it wide.
I don't think Salah was as much in his assist bag this season as he was last year.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't think he wasn't making that many assists last season. I think that the system's been tweaked by Slot this season, where he's getting more assists. He's more involved in the game. When last year he was like out in a wing, sort of like left on his own, like in an island. Whereas they're getting players running off like the striker this season, was affording him more space, which is then giving him the chance to create more assists. So I don't think he created as much last season as he did this season.
I hear that. And before we get off, I just wanted to look at, obviously it's going to be a busy week this season. The Prem is back. It's official. Tuesday.
I've got a question for you two. Do you think Arteta should rotate his team in the next few games because of the Champions League, because of Real Madrid?
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Because as good as top 4 looks or European spot looks, it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Forest are right there. Any one of those teams can go in the rush. We still have to go to Anfield. We still have some tough fixtures. Still have to play Newcastle again.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking. I would wanna. I'd want to kind of prioritize the Prem right now. As much as Champions League, I wouldn't mind getting through. But for me, I want to prioritize. I want to get that top 4, man. It's so close. If we lose, Fulham's our bogey team. Yeah. If we lose to Fulham, the teams behind us win. They're only a couple points behind us, man. And then Everton away, they beat us last season at their ground. If we get. And this season, what we drew with Everton at home, 0-0 as well.
0-0, yeah.
A couple draws and a loss, man. We could go right down out of the top 4. So
I agree.
I wanna prioritize
that. Do you think Arteta will though? Do you think Arteta will prioritize that game more? Because I know a lot of fans, I agree with BBK. I wouldn't bring Saka because, like you said, low risk. Bringing him back for these games, regardless if he's fit or not. I know people are saying, he's back in training and he's done this and done that. No disrespect. Training and game time are totally different pressure. Yeah. With the crowd there, like screaming at you to go at the defender or whatever. You put too much pressure on your body, something else will go. That's what normally happens when you've been out for a long time. Yeah, his hamstring might be all right, but he may pull a calf and because he's running a certain way. He doesn't realize that he's running a certain way to stop the pain of his hamstring or something. So you get little niggles and you come back from long-term injury.
I'll tell you this, guys.
It's not worth it.
We are gonna, no matter what we say.
He's gonna play. I know he's gonna play. But the thing is, not being funny, but Arsenal fans have seen it. I've seen it with players who rush back from injuries. Look at Michael Owen. Michael Owen was never the same when Liverpool rushed him back as a kid. Jack Wilshere, the amount of injuries he had, he's never the same. Had to retire early. someone's got to sit back and say to Arteta, like a family member or his agent or someone saying, look, if you want him to play for your club for many years to come, don't play him in these games. Because realistically, all right,
it's got to be the doctor. The club doctor's got to be that person.
Someone's got to say something, because say he comes back now, right, and say you get through against Real Madrid, you still got to play. You still got to play a semi-final against PSG or Aston Villa. You still got to play games for the rest of the season, like you said. The top four is not secure yet, and you got a semi-final and the final. What happens if he breaks down? So yeah, you got through against Real Madrid. He breaks down. He's out for a few months, and you don't win anything from bringing him back. So what was bringing him back? For the price of beating Real Madrid? To say, for fans to say, yeah, we beat Real Madrid.
Yep, short-term gain.
But
yep.
you know what though? Yep. I know people are saying about Real Madrid and stuff, but you know, with me, I see it as bringing him back for this top four as well, because like we said, it's not guaranteed. And I don't want to finish the season with Mourinho up top. You know what I mean? I'd rather Saka come back in and, you know, they put Trossard in there, or Martinelli in there, or even try Waneri out in there, because, yeah, I don't want to see Mourinho finishing our season, man. Because he's done well. He's scored a few winners, but
I hear you. But me personally, I just wouldn't take that risk. Him to being out long term.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying, when I say that, I'm not saying starting, but
no. But even bringing him on, like say for instance, you're going to say bring him on. It's 0-0 against Real Madrid at home, and you bring him on. The crowd's up. He comes flying out the traps. He sets up a goal thing, and then the next day you hear that he's strained another muscle. You're going to the Bernabeu without him.
I hear that, but when you're thinking of it, though, when you're looking at it in the long term, you think there's 15. Let's say possibly if we get through to the Champions League final, there's about 14, 15 games left. Are we saying not to involve him in those 14, 15 games at all?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just rest him.
Yeah.
Rest him. He's been playing constantly for the last 3 years. Yeah. We've all seen it. Like this season, for instance, you're 3-0 up against Preston, and Arteta's bringing him on. Why? Why are you bringing him on? You're 3-0 up. You've seen games when you're winning 5. You're beating West Ham 5-0 or whatever. The kid's still on the pitch for 90 minutes. Like, come on, man! Like, protect him. Like, he
started to learn though. He started to learn in the last few months. Arteta's, even just before Saka got injured, he started to learn, because Saka was coming off quite a lot with like 15 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, like
limping off.
You know, so, yeah, isn't it? So you could tell, like, obviously we know Arteta he's still just kind of got into the game, really, innit? He's got his philosophy, which I think he now needs to go away in the summer and kind of look at himself and say, you know, sometimes I can't just stick to, you know, my guns. I've got to do things different. That's one thing I guess he doesn't really have yet. He doesn't really have like a plan B or plan C that he really goes to.
But he did though. That's the thing though. He did. Remember when he first started, like that the FA Cup run? He's playing 3-5-2. He's playing all different formations. It's like, but you think about the last, he hasn't. That
wasn't his team though, was it?
No. But what I'm saying, but he wasn't his team, but he changed it about, innit? He changed it to suit players. You get what I mean? It's not like you haven't got players. You could play 3-5-2.
Yeah,
you've got the centre backs to play. You get what I mean? I'm not saying that. So he's adapted before. He's adapted before. So why not now? You get what I mean? It's like he's stubborn. It's just, this is my plan. It's going to work. Don't get me wrong. All managers do that. So I'm not having a go at Arteta at all, because all managers do that. Their thing. But one thing I could say about Slot this season, you've seen that with Slot, and that's not bigging him up. You've seen him change things when things are not working. He'll just tweak little things. It's not like a major tweak, but you can see him tweak something in the game to get the advantage. And Arteta hasn't really done that. And it's like a look. He's got like I said, he's got the players to play 3 at the back. Like you play three at the back. Who's getting past that? You play three at the back, and you put Rice in front of that three, and just let everyone else do what they want to do. You get what I mean?
That's a good look against Madrid. Against Madrid, I was even saying, you know,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Back three against Madrid would quite be a good shot, you know.
Yeah, because you got the centre backs to cope, and then you have Rice just patrolling in front of them, and that just releases the people up front, innit? Think about it. If you had everyone fit against Real Madrid, Saka hadn't been injured, you play three, especially at home, you play three at the back with Rice in there. That just gives the forward line freedom, because you know, realistically, you're not getting past Partey, Saliba, and Gabriel. And you have Calafiore, because Calafiore is not a left back. You see them play for Italy. You saw him in the Euros. He was quality as a centre back, as a third centre back. He can bring the ball out for the back. You have Waneria's wing back, left wing back. You have Timber as the other thing, right wing back. And then that just leaves Saka, Odegaard, and say.
You mean Skelly as the
wing back, left wing back. But then you leave the forward line to just they have their fun, because you know the back's going to be secure with them four at the back. So he that's what I'm saying. He hasn't done that, and he did it in his first year. So that's why I understand why he's doing it now with his players. He's not adaptable.
Well, he's going to have to do some coaching, because
this is where we see.
Yeah, because if Real Madrid at their best, we're at our best, they beat us because they have better players. The coach has to. That's where coaching comes in. Just like you said, man, you're making $50 million a year, bro. Earn your money. This is when you earn your money.
They've got Mavericks as well. You can do something out of nothing.
Yeah,
and that's what Arsenal haven't got at the moment.
I mean, I've got to that point of, like, you know, I doubt it will happen, but I've got to that point where I'm hoping, you know, Rudiger, Vinny, and Mbappe get a ban. That's all I'm praying on, you know. They get a little ban. I mean, what Mbappe done, that's an instant ban anyway.
Yeah, I think his one's worse than Rudiger and thing. I can see Mbappe getting banned, but I don't see Rudiger.
Why would he do that? Yeah, I see man get banned for less. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got hit with a ban.
But then again,
it would be the most Arsenal thing ever, bro. For all these men to be suspended, and we still find a way to mess this up.
But to be fair, it's Real Madrid though, so you know they'll get away with it, man. They're the darlings of the Champions League, so they'll get away.
They'll get a ban, but it will be in the group stages of next season. It'll be
like a suspended ban, in it. Like if you do something again, then you get banned. It won't be. It's Real Madrid, man.
Exactly. But guys, quickly before we head out, I just wanted to do. I'm not going to do all the games, but I just want to get a couple predictions for this week. There's a lot of games, so I won't do all of them. But the first, obviously, main game we're going to go for Arsenal versus Fulham at the Emirates under the lights. BBK, what are you saying for that one?
Jesus. I'm going 2-2. For some reason, Fulham turn up against us, man. They're turning a Willian come up and turn into Prime Willian against us.
Yeah.
It's at the Emirates, 2-1. 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah. There might be still really a couple loss.
Yeah, no, same scoreline. 2-1 Arsenal, I think. I think they'll take it. But then saying that, it's like, who's going to get the 2 goals? You know, you like look at the other hand, you're thinking, how they're going to get the 2 goals? But yeah, I'll go 2-1. I'll go 2-1.
Yesterday, Palace did look very good.
Against
them. So, I mean, I think that's the extra game they played. They still might be a little bit tired from that. Perhaps we've had extra days off. So I'm gonna go. We've beaten them already this season. We beat them twice this season already. Is it twice? We've beaten them 3 times. Twice, isn't it? Yeah. No, sorry, I'm thinking of Palace. Sorry, I'm thinking Palace. No, sorry, Fulham. I think we'll beat them at home. I know they've been our bogey team for the last few years, and they beat us last season, drew from last season. But I think we'll beat them. I think it will be a 2. I'm going for a 2-1. 2-1. I think it'll be a late winner. From us. there, I think. Wolves, West Ham meet that. Forest at home to Manchester United will go to. Scats, what are you saying for that?
Forest will win that 2-0.
No Bruno Fernandes coming up clutch.
Nah, Fulham, Nottingham Forest are going to be in a high, man. They got through to the semi-final. What's it called? Rested players as well.
They look very tired though. Going into extra time though, they was looking very leggy.
Yeah, but Alanga and Hudson-Odoi came on a sub, so they're going to be fresh. And against what's it called? Probably
Wood can come back as well, right?
Wood was a player and he was rested, so
yeah.
Against Man United's, they got a lot of injuries, ain't they? To their backline.
Yeah.
Because that kid from you, who came from you lot, is doing well. Was it Heaven? Yeah. He's done his ACL, isn't it? I think Maguire's out injured. What's his name? Martinez is out injured. So their backline's not going to be the best.
True. I'm gonna go for Forest. So I'm only gonna go for a slight 1-0 Forest.
Yeah, 1-0 Forest. Yeah, Chris Wood. I don't see United scoring at all. I think one.
City grounds always thing. We'll go to Brighton Villa.
Oh, that's a good one.
Brighton Villa. That's a good game. Both teams still fighting for that top 5.
That's a good one. Is that Brighton? Yeah, is that
Brighton? Yeah, Villa got more of the rotation. Of players. I think Watkins will come back in and a few other guys that probably didn't have full games today.
Brighton. I might go for a draw in that game. 2-2.
This is a tough one. Yeah, the reverse fixture was 2-2 in December. Yeah. I'm going 3-2 Brighton.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna go Villa. I'm gonna go 2-1 Villa. I think Villa are gonna scrape that
Brighton,
one.
they never stop attacking. They just attack.
Yeah,
stop attacking.
Anything.
Yeah, good game.
City Leicester. I think City will win that game. I'm not gonna go for that game. Newcastle coming off their high of the parade, the cup win against Brentford. Wissa and Burmo, Norgard. At St James's though, it's the first game at St James's after the cup win. What are we saying, man? BBK, what are we saying? Newcastle, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna?
Yeah, 3-0 Newcastle.
3-0. Okay.
Yep, 3-0. It's a grudge match because I think they put 4 past Newcastle when they went to London. I think they beat up you. They punched them up at G-Tech Stadium, man. It's a grudge match. Yeah, I think Newcastle get their revenge and beat them 3-0. Isak, I'm a captain Isak in my damn FPL.
Scans, what you saying?
I don't know, man. But I was saying to Specs, was it a good look doing this parade before the end of the season? Will what's it called? Will they be a bit like lacklusters and like the season's done now? We've done our bit, but I think they'll win this game. I think they'll win this game 3-1, 3-1. But I think there could be a bit of a sting in the tail doing this parade on Saturday. I don't know why, man. Yeah, just.
You don't think that could charge them up a little bit?
I don't know. It could charge. It could work both ways. It could charge them up for a big push towards the end of the season, or you could think on such a high now. It's like, what more can we do to this? It's not like they're going for the league. You get what I mean? They can win another cup. Like you've done something hasn't been done for 70 years. So you're on such a high. You get what I mean? It's like, what have you got to play for? I know obviously they got to go for top. They're just going for the Champions League spot, but it's not a trophy. It's not like, if we go on and now we finish the league well, we're gonna what's it called? We're gonna get another big massive parade like this. You get what I mean? So it could work against them.
This team believes. This team knows and believes they belong in the Champions League. I think they're gonna come out and put, because the EFL only gets you a conference. They don't want to be in that. So they're gonna kick on. This team is good enough. Their midfield, their strike force is good enough. I think they're getting Sven Botman back from injury as well. Their defense is good, man.
Yeah,
so Fabian Schär, and Big Dan Barron, they got a good team. They know they belong in the Champions League, so they have to kick on. It starts now at home.
That crowd is going to be. They've got a team, but haven't got a squad yet for the Champions League. That's what they haven't got.
Yeah, exactly. D-Man's gone for a 3-1 win, as I knew he would. I'm probably going to go for the same. I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for a 3-2. I can see Wissa and then Bramwell getting on the score sheet, but I can still see Newcastle winning that game. D-Man says Scance wants us to drop off so they can bag Isaac in the summer. Mind game.
Everybody wants that. I'm not the only one.
Is that true, Scance? Do you know what?
I think he stay. I said it already to D-Man. I think if they get top 5, he stays. I've always said that.
I think so. So that's why I think we need to get, because I don't know, before we get into Liverpool Everton, I don't know if you lot heard the thing about they're opening the transfer window for about 10 days or so.
Yeah,
and then they're going to close it again.
Yeah, it's for the what's it called?
World Cup, the Club World Cup.
Yeah, Club World Cup. Yeah. That's why. So they got that 10 days. Because they're saying the same thing about Trent, isn't it? They're saying they want to pay some money in it so we can play it.
We can play, yeah. Listen, for that, I think that someone like if we are going for someone like Gyökeres in those 10 days, hopefully we should try and get it over the line. I think, like I said, Isaac, I would love Isaac, but like you said, Scance, which is I agree, I can't see us paying that amount of money for Isaac, knowing that we have got so many other areas to address. Unless we're going to spend 500 million in one summer, I don't think it's going to happen. I know D-Man was saying before we don't have the money to get either, but trust me, we have the money. We have the money. BERTA, you don't think BERTA's coming and there ain't going to be money to spend with BERTA coming, so I think that's the thing. But Liverpool versus Everton, this going to game. What happened at the end of Goodison? The Corey, he's going to be in for it.
He's going to be absolutely booted on thing. Van Dijk's going to clatter him. Someone's going to get it, man.
It's going to be a tough game, man. Scance, what are you thinking for this game? What was the score? Is it 0-0 or 1-1? 2-2. Okay.
2-2. I think this will be a tight game again. I think we'll win this 2-1.
Tight game.
Yeah. Merseyside derbies are always tight. They're always tight.
Bro. I admire your humility, but this will be over by halftime, bro. Everton will huff and puff. They'll give it a go for the first 5 minutes, but they will not be able to withstand that Red Sea coming at them. 4-0.
I can tell you what's going to happen, and we can come back to this after, all right? Yeah. Beto's going to score. They're going to go 1-0 up, yeah? They're going to get happy. We're going to get to half time, maybe, at 1-0 Everton, and everyone's going to think, like we always do. Then Liverpool going to come out second half and blow them away.
Fits them.
4-1. Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Liverpool scoring at least 4, bro. At least 4. I know this. Yeah. At least 4.
Exactly. You, man, ain't got 150 to spend on one, man. None of the club. Trust me,
150 million. They won't be 150 million.
If he goes, it won't be that. The add-ons might go up to that.
It'll be 120. That's the max it'll go to. It won't be anywhere near 150.
Exactly. D-Man again in 4-1. Everton 1. Then man ain't over from League home.
I love the Newcastle fans. They're so the thing is, as soon as they do badly, I can't wait for the meltdown with Specs. You know it's coming.
So you don't know what Chile when he's on his watching them when they lose. He's got the screen's off and he's gone,
right? D-Man be cursing on the 90s mag as well. So
big up D-Man though, and AC Jefferson, everyone on 90s mag, man. Go follow them guys. Go Google them guys. And the last one I'm gonna go for Chelsea versus Spurs. Is this game going to be another draw? Are we saying it's a draw?
Yeah, I didn't even know this was on this week, man. On a Thursday as well.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be too much for Angie's high line. Is that going to...
Are they going to score any goals, man? Palmer's been off it since, what, Christmas?
Yeah.
What's it called? Jackson's injured. You know, relying on Cooper to get the goals. I can probably see Spurs winning this game. So they're starting to get their players back now, aren't they? So I can see Spurs winning that 2-1.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, man. You man, we don't have to sell. Listen, you won't. You'll keep easy. Like Scans just said, if you lot get Champions League, you'll stay. But if you don't, you better. You know, as the reports are saying, they've paused his talks. He's waiting. That's what he's waiting on. He's waiting to see if he gets Champions League. That's why they paused, man.
Yep. Yeah, that man ain't playing no conference, bro. Man ain't traveling to Cyprus. Man needs to be in the champs. So yeah,
there you go. Yeah. But listen, guys, everyone, please in the comments share, like, subscribe, go and follow BBK Sports. I'll leave his link below once this video is over. Go and check him out. Check out his videos. We'll be back. Listen, man, I'll probably be back next week. You know, speaking about some of the games, hopefully some of our predictions, well, the ones that benefit our clubs come true. Anyway, and not the others. Big up Scants as well for joining me and Scants. Listen, me and Scants going to be doing this just for the people here. The red pitch is now officially me and Scants. It's not just myself.
That's what's up, man.
So we've decided to team up and make the red pitch us, and probably get a few more people involved as well. Sweet
big
Sherry,
yeah, man, big up, man.
Thank you for joining.
She's a darling, man. Yeah, she's a darling. Big up yourself, baby girl. Yeah,
thank you. Appreciate that. Subscribe if you can. Yeah, big up the kind of great show, lads. Yeah, man.
Big up,
great show. Thank you to you guys, man. Appreciate it, man. And listen, we'll be back. Like I said, everyone, I'm gonna leave BBK's link in the description to subscribe to him. But yeah, man, big up you guys. Safe again, and we'll be out.
There you go.